Hey guys, welcome to the Octopodd. Yes, that's Octopodd with 2 D's because in life, double D's makes everything much, much better.
True.
I'm Curtis and I'm the loud one, and this is Chris. He is the fat one. Say hello to them all.
Hi.
Good job, buddy. You did your best. And today we're going to be talking about the 3 films we watched this week. We had a little bit of holiday cheer going along with this one, and we watched A Wonderful Life.
Yep.
Die Hard.
Woo!
And 8 Crazy Nights.
With one of Curtis's favorite characters ever in a film.
No, very wrong, but we'll talk about that later, okay?
Yes, but first off, guys, if you have any questions for us or even advice you want to ask us, anything at all you want to ask, put it in the comments down below. You guys gave us some great questions in our last video.
Let them know.
I selected a few from there, and I will go back to that video to get more, because you guys had some solid ones.
Let them know.
But I felt like I was taking too many and it would take too long, but thank you. We love you.
Let them know.
I let them know. They're informed.
Good job, you're informed. So now we're going to talk about It's a Wonderful Life, which was truly a wonderful film.
Very true.
Honestly, this film was, more than anything, a genuine surprise. I was expecting, you know, your usual sappy kind of bullshit Christmas holiday film. I just thought I was going to, like, follow the trope, like, oh, you know, this guy's kind of like, he's an asshole, and he realizes, well, man, you know, it's holidays, I shouldn't be an asshole, and he turns out he stops being an asshole.
Oh, so you thought Grinch mode?
I thought it was going to be like the Grinch, but not as cool, you know?
Yeah.
Because the guy's not green, and...
Fair enough.
Yeah, that's about the only thing that makes the Grinch cool. Yeah. So, yeah, so it'd just be like Grinch, but not cool. So I was expecting that kind of thing, like some kind of like Scrooge knockoff kind of thing, or not even knockoff, because this came out in the 1940s. I don't even know, man. Time's
when did Scrooge come out? The original Scrooge.
Bro, time is ridiculously difficult, man, all right? I haven't even watched the original Scrooge, so I don't even know, all right?
True. We're
going to go with Scrooged instead. That was the one with, what's-his-face
Bill Murray.
Bill Murray, there you go.
We did that last year.
Yeah, we did. That's why I remembered it.
Anyways.
A Wonderful Life was genuinely a good film.
I was so surprised, because I'm a sucker for films that kind of start you off with the character as a child. And they kind of slowly take you through his life.
Well, it was interesting that the perspective that we had from it, in a sense that it was showing that the angels talk about George, and then they pretty much give you like a rundown of his entire life.
Yeah.
Getting to the point of where it kind of like takes off and he's about to jump off the bridge.
Yeah, basically their whole conversation leads to where it was in the moment.
Yeah, and it's just the other 2 angels talking to, oh man, Clarence I think his name was?
Yeah, it was Clarence.
I believe it was Clarence. And they're talking to Clarence to just give him like a little speed run of George's entire life.
A little update.
Mm-hmm.
And
a little update on his depressing life.
Yeah, dude, George had a hard life, man. Even as a child, you know, the fact that he went in so quick to save his own younger brother from drowning in the water there, and he actually lost the hearing in one of his ears because of it.
Yeah,
like shit, dude. Because that's the thing. Back in the days when you got like serious infections and etc., there wasn't like an advanced level of medicine where they could actually prevent that.
That was the thing. Medically, they were not up to date.
No.
So if something ever happened, you're probably screwed or you were left with some form of consequences.
Yeah, I think back at like a long time ago, like if you got pneumonia, like peace on out, man. Even that common flu would possibly kill people. It was
Clarence
insane.
ain't saving you from that one.
No. So he goes deaf in one ear, and he doesn't let it get the best of him at all. Again, I feel like that was the big thing about George, all the way up to like his last the moments of his when it really hit him, like all the shit that he dealt with in all of his life finally like just accumulating. Yeah. He really had a positive mindset and outlook.
Not even that, but he was just a very strong person mentally. You know, he was able to handle shit. Whenever something was thrown at him, he always found a solution.
Especially as a kid when he was working in the store there and the owner, like his son died.
Oh my god.
That whole sequence was insane.
Yeah, and even like, what was it, the guy accidentally put poison or something in the things, and he stopped it and everything like that. He kind of like whooped his ass a bit too.
Oh yeah, he smacked George.
He was smacking George like, what are you doing and stuff. Either way, that was a really good scene that just to show you how good of a person George is.
Even just as a kid, just the maturity and understanding, you know, like the guy's hitting him that. And just like he knows he's not doing it because he's malicious. He's doing it because he's hurt.
He's genuinely upset.
He's literally broken. His son died, and it's just like he can't come to terms with it.
Yeah, and then you see like George gets older. And George, well, even like one more thing as he's a kid, he's a big dreamer. All right, he has big dreams.
He wants to be Indiana Jones.
Huge literally, he wants to be Indiana Jones, but actually an architect this time. You know, and it's just like. It's incredible how he has these big dreams. Yeah, because I messed that up. Yeah. I didn't call him an archaeologist. I called him an architect, I think, in our podcast for that one.
Yeah, that's a good callback. Actually, good job.
Yeah. So, big dreams, and he wants to travel the world, as you said, like Indiana Jones and stuff like that. And it turns out, like, life just didn't go his way. He went for, and the thing is, he goes years and years, and every opportunity where he has a chance to leave his little town, leave the little town he's always grown up in, something just hits him. Something just hits him. It just stops him.
It's just life totally plows him in the ass.
Yeah, it's as if life doesn't want him to leave. Life's like, no, you're not allowed to leave. You can't leave. Not yet. Not now.
And you can say that's one of his things is he's getting more resentful is the fact that he feels like he's trapped.
Well, not just that, but what makes it even worse is that his little brother's living the dream that he always wanted.
Yeah, he got to meet the president. He gets to go to war.
War's
not exciting or fun.
It isn't, but George was at that point. George would have went willingly. That's how sad it was.
That's the sad. Yeah, George is so desperate to escape, to leave, to see the world. He would have gone to war like it was a
vacation essentially. Yeah. Like because
he was at that point.
Technically, that would be serving the purpose of his dream. Like that would be one of the only chances he could get at having his dream. But that couldn't even happen for him.
No,
you know. But so it's like his little brother lives a dream and he becomes a war hero, meets the president and all this stuff. He does all these great things, and it's sad. You just always see George, and it's just like he has to listen to that. Well, he's back at home and he's taking care of their family business. Yeah. And what made it even worse is where it's just like, all right, don't worry, George, you just work on it for a little bit. Your little brother's going to come back and he's going to take it over and carry it. So you can go to college, you can go to school, go travel and everything like that. And his little brother gets married. It's just like one thing after the other. No, you're not allowed to leave. No, you're screwed for life. And what was very interesting is that he could have just said screw it and left. Nothing was holding him back, you know that?
George honestly could have just thrown it all away, but that's again, you know, where it's the understanding that it was bigger than himself.
Well, he understood the responsibility that he had, and I feel like he felt like he didn't want to leave it towards, I can't remember the
Mr. Potter.
Mr. Potter, the asshole, the Giga asshole.
The Giga asshole. Oh my God. That guy was such a piece of shit.
The guy was really horrible, all right? And just the way he disrespected George's father as well. George knew if he left, he gets everything. Yeah. And he couldn't let the man win.
No.
He was very resentful towards him. Even after the guy's father died. He talked shit about his father in front of him.
Dude, again,
bro, it's just like, and recently the man just passed, and you're talking shit to him.
Yeah, it's like, oh yeah, we want to just get rid of this place entirely. You know, it's shit anyways. It was just really disgusting, and you know, and it's because like he was kind of like giving people homes himself, but he was cheating them with it. Like their homes were like shacks in the slums.
Essentially, what he was doing is trapping them.
Yeah, he was trapping them in like really poor housing.
Yep.
It's disgusting.
He would reap the rewards, essentially. Yep. You know? The guy was just an asshole. You know, George came in, he did his thing, and he ended up... he did it for years, too, and pretty much without George, that entire city would have been shit. I mean, even you get a little glimpse of the future without George, and you realize it.
That was actually really nice to kind of get that perspective.
Of just, like, how big the effect he had on that entire area in that town.
Yeah, because George in his mind, he keeps thinking, you know, like I didn't really do anything. I haven't really lived life. I haven't done
because his idea of life was something, this big thing of grandiosity,
big adventure,
and stuff like that. You know,
big journey.
Yeah, it was something grand, and magical, and stuff like wild. Mm-hmm. And he felt like his life was too mundane that it felt as if he did nothing.
Yeah. But in reality, like, man, George did so much for his community. Everyone loved him dearly. Yeah. Especially when, like, things were going to shit with the bank. And he pulled it out of his pocket. Again, I think this is the perfect time to mention his wife, who was absolutely, like, a 10 out of 10 woman. A 10 out of 10 partner in general.
You know what? The amount of support and love she gave George was insane. In that scene alone right there, she was offering their own money after the wedding that they were going to use to go travel, and she was just handing it out to everybody just to help George out. She gave him the idea to do that. Yep. And while he was busy with that, she planned a little, like, honeymoon thing to make it like that in that old raggedy house. It kind of made it like a different country or something, just to give him some kind of like
escapism.
Essentially, yeah, you know, even with the help with some of his friends and stuff like that.
It was just like
she was just honestly like that right there. That's a keeper. That's a true woman. You know?
That's the kind of partner every person in their life dreams to have.
Oh yeah, that's a partner you dream of.
Someone
honestly.
Who is just like not only incredibly understanding, but willing to even sacrifice themselves for you. Because that's what she did. She had no big dreams, no big goals. all she wanted was to be with George.
That was it.
It was a very simplistic thing. Just having that family and everything, she was so happy just to be with the man she loved. It was just amazing to see how much she loved him and how long she did too.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was truly like dedicated and passionate to George. And the fact that George was just like, it went over his head for as long as it did. Like, God damn, George, my man.
Well, he loved her, but there were moments where it's just like it's hard because he was distracted with.
He was distracted with the fact that he wasn't getting the things he wanted out of life when he had one of the greatest things in his life already.
Yeah.
And that was the sad reality. Even though this absolutely amazing thing is there, his mind is off onto like, oh, but I want these things out of here. He never really looked on the inside of what he had that was good already.
Well, it's hard to like. Sometimes it's hard for people to appreciate what they have compared to what they don't have.
Yeah,
you know?
I think especially with, like, as we said for George, like when constantly, time and time again, everything's getting in your way.
Yeah, but I mean, it's the whole thing of, again, touching the subject. It's hard to appreciate what you have, and I feel like what's interesting about that is I feel like as years go by, I feel like it's becoming harder to appreciate what you have. You know?
What do you mean by that?
Just in general, like, nowadays it's even harder to appreciate what you have.
Oh, I think
because you can see a lot of other people living the life you want compared to then. Where
oh
you really
my
get
God, you're right.
You know what I mean? With social media, I think social media makes it.
They give you these unrealistic lifestyles, no matter what it may be. As someone who travels, maybe maybe their physique or something, they give you these unrealistic goals that are just actually not really attainable for most people.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of these people, plastic surgery, steroids, etc. You know,
well, not only that, but some of these people also could have been like, they could have been born into money and stuff like that. They're able to travel and stuff like that.
Not that, some people even fake their pictures too. They don't actually travel; they fake them in a way.
Yeah, you could easily just fake them, you know, with like Photoshop and stuff like that.
Yeah,
it's absolutely wild.
Very weird.
It's very wild out there, you know. So it's just like I feel like now with a lot of with how fake things are now, I feel like that problem's gotten worse. You know, and I feel like a lot, and that's why I feel like George is one of the greatest characters ever, is how relatable he is. And I feel like now more people could relate to this film compared to back then, which means
it's a weird concept, but you know what? You're
weird,
right.
but this movie has aged far better than it should have.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. That's what I was thinking as we were watching.
You're
I'm like,
spot on.
Wow, this movie was made in like what, 1940 something, and I feel like it's the perfect movie for people today, which is weird as hell.
You're not wrong at all.
Right?
And because like with all the visuals.
Keep talking. I'm just gonna let Mugwai in real quick.
Yeah, go get Mugwai. You can show her off too.
Yeah,
They'd love to see Big Moogie.
Yeah.
You know, Big Moogie exclusive podcast of you. So if you're only listening to this right now, take a look. You're gonna see the Mugwai. She's coming.
Quick peek. Take a quick look. There's the elusive Mugwai. Look at that. The special
Mugwai.
elusive Mugwai. Hello, I'm an elusive Mugwai.
Hey, Mugwai.
Mugwai's on the bed now.
Bye, Mugwai.
Bye, Mugwai.
But I actually, you brought up such a solid point. I think a lot of people nowadays definitely relate to George.
Yep.
You know, especially with how things are nowadays, like, and how just like things are getting more expensive. The cost of living is so ridiculous. You know, and there's probably a lot of people out there who have big lofty goals and dreams, and it's just like it seems almost impossible to attain.
Yeah.
And constantly shit just keeps getting in the way.
Yeah.
Damn, dude, that was actually solid. I didn't even like that.
You didn't think of that?
Nah, I'm an idiot.
Oh man, I was thinking about that the entire time we were watching the film. I was just like, wow, this is great.
I was more so just focused into the actual concept of the film, the idea of it. I didn't even think Giga brain it that hard, but that was actually really cool. And now that I think about it, like, yeah, even me, I relate to George entirely because I've always wanted to travel, but I can't. I choose not to travel. I could travel. I choose not to. I have a senior dog, and
he's highly like dependent on Chris. Like, Chris could travel, I would have to stay behind, but we've always wanted to travel together. So it's like one of us would have to be left out, one of us would have to suffer, and it's just like we kind of don't want to do that.
No.
We would rather, if we would travel or go on vacation for the first time in a long time, we would rather do it together.
Yeah, I haven't been on a vacation, like, straight up in, like, over 8 years, maybe 9, 10. Like,
Yeah.
it's been so long that it's crazy. But, you know, our dog Adwin, he needs a lot, and he's very special. He has a lot of medication he needs. He's not an easy dog to care for, and I really don't trust anyone else to take care of him. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, that's pretty much the gist of it.
But, like, even I want to travel, too, but, like...
Well, we have our whole lives, and it's just like, Adwin doesn't have much left, you know? So we are his life, if that makes sense. We are his whole life.
Like, for right now, for Adwin, we are his world, you know?
Yeah, there you go. That's a better way.
And we're his world for his whole life, so you gotta respect that.
Yeah.
And that's how we see it, so we kind of stay back for that. But I can really relate to George, and I don't know. I thought it was great, especially when Clarence gives him that chance to see, like, how miserable life it actually is without him. Because, again, like, a lot of people don't realize the impact that they have in other people's lives. You don't realize.
Well, you want to know why? Because everyone's self-absorbed. Everyone's worried about themselves, and they don't think about the effect they have on others. So they're only concerned about what's going on with them, whether
and that goes for both negative impact and positive.
Yeah, for both of them.
Yeah.
You know, nobody understands how big of an impact you truly are on the people you communicate with or the relationships you have with others.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot more depth there than you think, essentially.
Mm-hmm. And I kind of like that he got the perspective and like how everything just went to shit without him.
Yeah.
And how much he actually kept everything together in this whole entire community, and how he was just so significant and important, more so than he ever understood. And I kind of like that. Even after he saw all of that, he saw like the importance of him. The first thing that came to his mind, the first thing that he wanted was that he wanted his family back. Yeah, and I thought that was the most beautiful thing.
It's like you mentioned earlier during this podcast, you mentioned that the greatest thing he ever got in his life was his wife.
Yeah.
That was the greatest thing he ever obtained. And
his kids,
and then his kids, his family as a whole was his greatest achievement.
Yeah.
You know, that was his greatest thing. So, of course, that that was the thing he wanted the most at the end when he realized.
And I thought that was really beautiful. It's like, until he realized he lost this thing, and it was just like that click in his head. It's like, wait a minute, I actually had something so great. Yeah, what's wrong with me?
He finally appreciated it.
He finally understood. He always appreciated, but then it finally clicked the deep appreciation,
the value of it.
How much it actually genuinely meant to him when he didn't have it.
Yeah,
and it's a sad thing. Like, a lot of people don't realize how good things they have in their life are until they lose them.
Yeah, pretty much, and not even that. But I feel like my favorite. I just want to say like one thing before we even go further into this film is that I think like the guy who played as George, James Stewart. This guy's a phenomenal actor. He steals the show, and he's really goddamn good. I feel like if it was anybody else, it wouldn't be as good.
Especially that moment when he's sitting in the chair with his kid, and he's like crying almost.
Yeah, and he's like hugging his child, and he's just like in tears.
It's like we say a lot. We've made this phrase a lot, that when an actor can show you how they feel, and it doesn't have to be communicated.
Yeah, they convey their feelings through just their face.
And he nailed it every time.
Yeah, he doesn't have to say he's sad. He just shows you he's sad, and you're just like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Like, you believe it. You see it.
It's not that, but you feel it.
You yourself feel the pain he's in, or the feelings that he's
Yeah. It's a fantastic movie, and I did not expect to not only it to be as good as it was, but to love it as much as I have.
That was the thing, because again, it's just like I mentioned that it was
when I saw the cover of the film and everything, I thought it might be just a cornball Christmas film.
Yeah, that's what it was coming across
super
as.
Cheesy, Christmassy, haha, holidays, haha. But man, it's such a flat out beautiful story.
Yeah, there's a lot of heart in this film, more than anything else, and not just that, but the ending of this film is possibly it's such a great payoff. When his brother shows up for his big
God, for the big, it's so beautiful.
Yeah, for the whole big donation thing, they were giving money because he lost his money, and they're helping him out.
Yeah,
trying to pay back George for all he's done for them, and his brother says, here's George, the richest man in the world, or something like that.
The richest man in I can't remember the place called. It was Bedford Falls.
I think it was Bedford Falls. I think it was that.
Bedford or
Bedrock Falls.
Bedford. It was Bedford's. I don't know. Something
like that.
Yeah, and he says he's the richest man here. And it's just because he's so rich because of the people.
He's rich in the relationships he has with everyone inside that town or city.
Yeah.
It was just such an incredible thing to show you that there's more to life than this grand ideal life you have in your own vision. You know? There's a lot more to it. Just because you're not living the life you've always dreamed of doesn't mean the one you're currently living is dog shit.
No.
You know?
And I think a lot of people really need to hear that.
Yeah, sometimes you gotta step back and really reflect on what's going on in your life. Think about the things that you should be appreciating right now. There's nothing wrong with wanting more out of life.
Never.
Always strive to be better. Nothing wrong with that. But do realize that you do have great things at this moment, and don't neglect them and don't ignore them.
Yeah. Because it's sad that when you constantly keep focusing on these grander ideas, you lose these amazing things you already have.
Yeah, and maybe you're not putting in enough attention or focus into them, which you should be, kind of thing.
Yep, I loved that. What was the quote at the end of the film when George opens the book that Clarence gave him as a gift?
Oh God, I can't remember.
Oh, a man with friends is no failure. Something along that line. As long as a man has friends, he is not a failure. He has not failed, or something like that.
Whoa.
And I was just you know what? That's true.
I think you're right. I think you're on the ball with that one.
Yeah, it's something along that line. I can't remember the direct quote. I'm sorry, guys. but it's something along that line. It was just like, it's so beautiful. It's just like, it's such a fantastic quote. And the fact that it's never even spoken, you just have to read it.
Yeah.
I loved it. Again, this is like easily a movie that I will watch again, which is very rare, but I will 100% watch this movie again.
Yeah,
I guarantee it.
I feel like I will have a moment to watch this film again, and not even that, but I would recommend this movie to people.
I would even introduce it to people. Like, hey,
right?
you guys want to watch this movie?
Yeah, you want to watch A Wonderful Life, and I guarantee you it's going to take them all off guard. They're going to be like, oh, a movie in the 1940s? That's kind of old, isn't it?
It's a shame that the age of film sometimes put off.
Well, you have to think of it. Some films don't age well, though.
They don't. Oh my God, they do not.
I think that's the biggest issue when it comes to films. A lot of them do not age well, but then there are those that age extremely well.
And this is
one of those
100%
those rare occurrences where it aged well. It's like I told you before. This movie is the best time for this movie right now. Strange enough,
a lot of people can relate to it, and I think it could open a lot of people's eyes as well to kind of think
yes, sir.
Realize. You know, I don't know. I think we could go on these points forever, man.
Yeah, I feel like, you know what, guys?
I think we're kind of
That's
done.
A Wonderful Life. We've talked about this enough. We do have other movies, and I feel like we could be stuck here for far too long if we keep going.
Yeah, because my brain was starting to go into different areas of the film. Like, dude, I feel like we kind of got the general gist of of what we wanted to talk about.
We had the idea. We thoroughly enjoyed this film.
Yeah.
It's very good. And now we're going to move on to Die Hard, which is a Christmas movie for all you assholes out there.
Oh, bro.
For all you assholes out there. I swear to God, for anybody who's like, Die Hard's not a Christmas movie. Bro,
liar!
The amount of Christmas jingles, songs playing throughout this film. There's snow, there's decorations, there's a Christmas party, God damn it! It's a Christmas movie, you blithering goddamn idiots!
You guys who truly believe that this is not a Christmas film, you're coping.
100%. You're
coping!
You're either coping or you're stupid. So, pray to God you're coping, alright?
Maybe both. Maybe both. I'm gonna put out there it's both.
It could be both. It could be both. Knowing you guys, you know what you guys are? You're pretty much the, what's the thing? You're the Ellis of real life. I think that was his name.
Oh my God, yes.
The guy who worked with,
trying to get with,
John's wife.
Oh my God, yes.
Yeah, wife?
Oh my God.
His name was Ellis, I think.
Was it Ellis? Yeah, it's Ellis.
It was Ellis.
Yeah.
You guys are the Ellis of life. All of you are the Ellises out of life as a whole.
Yep.
All right?
Yep.
And I'm just hoping.
Yep.
I'm just hoping. There's a Hans Gruber out there ready to blast you away. All right? That's what I'm telling you, okay? Bang! And you're out of here. See you never, okay?
I was so worried that we might have accidentally have seen Die Hard before.
Yeah, we already talked about it in the reaction when we uploaded it, but we generally thought we might have seen this, but it turned out we didn't. We just saw a few clips here and there.
I've seen maybe like...
I've seen Hans Gruber falling out of the building. Like, I've seen a gif of it before.
It was a meme for something back in the day.
Yeah, there was...
I just never knew where it was from.
It was like a minor meme back in the day, and I've seen like the gif of him like falling out of the building.
Yeah.
But other than that, there wasn't I knew about Yippee-Ki-Yay, fill in the rest.
You've heard it.
You've heard it. You've heard it before, It's been referenced in a lot of media and whatnot, so it's kind of like, it's hard to not miss a few things in there, but the majority of this film, never seen it.
No, it really
Thank
opened
God.
my eyes, specifically the beginning, when he's on the plane, and then he's in the limo, being driven to the tower.
Oh, yeah, with Argyle?
Yeah, all that stuff there, I was like, okay, this is like, I don't know any of this. I'm like, thank God we can watch this movie.
Yeah.
That was like a huge breath of fresh air.
The beginning really solidified. I've never seen this movie.
Yeah.
It was really good because...
Dude, it was so good.
This is actually like a really good movie though. Like, it genuinely is. Like, Bruce Willis is so goddamn good in this movie.
Yeah.
Like, this movie just shows like Bruce Willis has charisma.
Oh,
right?
God, yeah.
He was really good in this. What I liked about Bruce Willis is that his character, like John McClane, is just like, he's not your average guy. Like, this is a stressful situation, all right? Anybody would take it serious, not John McClane. He takes it serious, but he has fun with it, if that makes sense.
Because he has experience.
Yeah, and he's not afraid to, like, what's funny is that John McClane likes to piss people off.
Oh, and I love that even his
wife knows he does.
Was like, it's gotta be John. He's like, he's the only one who can make someone like that.
Yeah,
when the guy goes and he kicks the garbage can, he's pissed as shit.
Yeah, I think it's because he sent up the guy in the elevator dead with the on the chair, and he wrote on him, "I have a machine gun" or something like that.
Yeah, ho ho ho.
Something like that. Pissed him off, man. Yeah. That's what we.
Imagine instantly your wife. No, it's definitely.
Oh,
no one else can piss people off like him.
Right?
I want to be known for that. That's sick.
That's the thing, man. So it's like John McClane knows how to have fun in a bad situation.
Yeah.
And that's what I like about the character, is that he is very charming. It's a character that's easily likable, that you want to root for. And he, again, these old action movies, they always do it right, where they allow the protagonist to get his ass kicked.
Oh, God, yeah.
John McClane gets his ass absolutely annihilated throughout this film, and he comes out walking out of the building almost in a body bag. All right, he's
Honestly,
shambling, and he's covered in blood.
Dude, the glass that he got on his feet. Oh my
God! Not just that, he got shot too a few times and stuff like that, and he's still moving. My God!
Yep, can't give it up.
I just I like these old school action films that really allow the main character to get beat. They allow him to lose interactions and stuff like that.
Not only that, but they always have these interesting scenarios. I'm gonna be honest. Like, as soon as I saw like the whole tower closing down, it just made me think of Dredd. It was so funny.
Dredd, yeah.
Yeah, they think of Dredd like, oh wow, that's wild. But just in general, a lot of these old action films have these really like bizarre premises. Like this one's like just gonna take place in a tower. That's it. That is the film.
Not just
it's insane.
I wouldn't say bizarre, but simple.
Yeah,
it's a very simple premise. Not a lot. Here's the thing. Everything takes place in this building. Very simple, and you would think to yourself, oh, there's not a lot could happen there, but they make sure a lot does happen there.
Yeah.
You know?
And that's what makes the movie so great. It takes such a small place of where it's located, but it makes it feel so damn big. So much is happening. So much is going on, you know? And it really is, it's really awesome. And I think a lot of movies nowadays don't really sell that point anymore. It's got to be so much going here, over there, over there. There are very few films can actually nail this kind of premise.
I feel like a lot of films nowadays want to make things over complex,
overly complicated for nothing.
Yeah, they just want to complicate things. When it's just like sometimes all you need is a simple good idea. That's all you need.
And then flesh it out.
That's it. Sometimes you don't need complex. Maybe you just complex ideas. You just need something simple and just kind of roll with it.
Like a simple premise with amazing characters.
That's all you need.
Like John in general with Bruce Willis, insanely good. Yeah. Alan Rickman as Hans Gruber.
Yeah, man.
Like, you already have an amazing protagonist and antagonist.
Yeah.
They're so good. The chemistry they have together is insanely well.
Thing. They played off each other extremely well. Any scene where they're talking to each other was really good.
Dude, when Hans started acting like he was actually someone at the party.
You know what?
That was such a good scene.
I genuinely didn't see that coming. That was actually, like, that kind of took me off guard. I didn't expect them to ever meet until the very end.
Yeah.
So when that happened, I was like, oh, this is an interesting change of pace.
Yeah.
This is not something I was expecting. And just to see, like, I also liked how Bruce Willis tested him.
Yeah, John tested him.
Oh, Bruce Willis. John McClane tested him to make sure he was who he was saying he was.
Yeah, because he already knew for a fact it was too sketchy. And I love that. And then Hans Gruber thinks he's outsmarted him, and it's like, nah, dude, you got outsmarted.
Yeah.
It's such a
It's
good
interesting
moment.
because it shows you how arrogant Hans Gruber is.
Bro, the whole time he's arrogant, man.
He's completely arrogant.
Guy thinks he's like the smartest person to ever exist.
Yeah, he thinks he's the smartest person and that he will get away with it, and there's nothing.
And no matter what, he thinks he's always in control. It's like, bro, like, no.
Yeah, another thing that I liked about this movie is that it had a lot of likable side characters. You know, usually
Argyle was funny as hell.
Argyle and Sergeant Powell. These characters were really good, and usually in these films, the only character you really like is usually the main character.
Yeah, even Ellis is he's annoying as shit, but like that's what makes him a great character too.
He does his job well.
He sells being that arrogant asshole so well.
Yeah,
and I appreciate that.
The guy who played him was just like he did a really good job because he made you hate him.
Yeah,
that was the thing. He did well in that regard. But yeah, it's just like Argyle was really cool. He was a really cool character. You know, he's there. He's just like John McClane's gonna go see his wife or ex-wife. They never.
It's his wife. They're still together, but she moved away for a business.
And it seems very like.
And he didn't quickly move as well because he's a cop in I believe at New York, and he doesn't want to. And he wasn't quick to like make that change quick.
Yeah, I felt
he's like, I gotta keep my cases here. I got my stuff here. He was prioritizing his job over the family.
Big mistake.
Big mistake.
Big mistake.
You could be a cop anywhere.
Yeah, it's true, actually. Yeah. There's cases everywhere, man. Trust me, there's a lot of problems everywhere you go. So
oh, yeah.
There's always going to be work. Don't worry about that.
Yeah.
But,
business is good.
Yeah, it was kind of cool. Like Argyle would he said, okay, you go up there, you do your thing. I'll be chilling down here just in case things go south, and I'll give you a place to stay. I was like, what? Oh. if a limo driver did that, man, my God.
I like how you even mentioned, he's like, hey, don't forget the tip, though.
Yeah, right? Don't forget the tip.
Yeah, but again, that's just like, dude,
The character's super likable. That was the thing.
Dude's a real bro.
Yeah.
And I like how every time we kind of just get shots of him just partying in the limo by himself.
Oh, yeah, he has like the bear, the stuffed bear, and he's like...
Yeah, he's got the music bumping, too, and he's just having a good time calling his friends and shit.
Yeah, and even like Sergeant Powell was really a really cool character, you know? They never meet... They're not even like near each other. They're only talking through a walkie-talkie, and it's kind of cool like how they can build a friendship just through that. They don't have to be near each other, and you see them like they genuinely like they like each other. Like, oh yeah, they're cool. This person's cool. You know?
Also the guy who played the teacher in Breakfast Club. He
played the asshole cop there.
Yeah, I can't remember what he was, like a lieutenant or whatever. I don't know what the hell he was, man. He was just the guy.
Just call him the asshole.
He was the asshole at the head of everything, and I like how there was 2 Agent Smiths. I think their names were Smith. Like
yeah, it's Agent Smith. No, the other one.
Yeah.
That was so good.
I love how they just get blown the hell up, man.
Yeah. Well deserved. They were also assholes.
I don't know, man. It's just like Die Hard is just so fun.
Yeah, it was a really good movie. That was it. Die Hard was a phenomenal film. You know, truly one of the greatest Christmas movies of our time.
Greatest Christmas. It is.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. Like I enjoyed it a lot, and it was very Christmassy, as you said. A lot of like references to even Christmas songs in general.
Even John McClane's like he's literally like whistling a Christmas tune or something, or humming one. And it's, God, I'm sorry, I don't even want to touch this subject because I feel like I'm gonna go on and on only about that.
I think
get really
people
angry.
who don't want to accept Die Hard as a Christmas film are just upset that it actually is.
Yeah,
they're like, oh, I want my traditional Christmas.
This is traditional.
It is.
Nothing says traditional like killing evil Europeans. All right, that's as Christmas gets. All right.
Hell yeah!
You think about Santa Claus and Elves. I think about John McClane shooting up evil Europeans. All right. We're not the same, bro. Okay.
No.
Christmas just means something different to me. All right. That's the difference.
That's
all right.
What I'm talking
and you know
about.
what? If you want to be really bold, you could say Rambo is a Christmas film, and it is a Christmas film. If you look at Rambo, there's literally Christmas decorations within the police. The police station.
Oh!
There's Christmas decorations. It's snowing.
Oh!
Rambo is also... You know what the thing is? That's a more subtle Christmas movie. You know? See, if someone was like, Rambo's a Christmas movie, and people were like, oh, I'm not too sure about that, I would kind of get it. You're still an idiot, but I would kind of understand why you would be a little skeptical about it, right? But my Hawkeye see all.
Die Hard is so straight up a Christmas film.
Die Hard is straight up a Christmas film. But can you imagine how great Christmas is? You can watch Die Hard. You can watch Rambo. You can watch Gremlins. You don't have to watch the traditional films. You have 3 films there that aren't traditional, that are incredible. You know?
Yeah.
Christmas is always lit. I don't know.
I feel that deeply. I agree with you 100%.
I just hate you guys sometimes. I'm gonna be real.
Yeah, Die Hard's a Christmas movie.
So Die Hard's a Christmas movie, and I feel like I want to say more about this. Like, but I'm trying to think now. I'm just like
I don't know. I feel like I'm good with Die Hard. Like, dude, it's a classic action film, man. There's not much to say. It's fun as hell. It has fantastic actors and characters. It's just a good time. There's not much else to say about it. There really isn't.
You know what? You're right. You know what, guys? That was Die Hard. I feel like we talked about Die Hard as much as we could or as much as we wanted to.
Yeah.
We're just going to move on to 8 Crazy Nights. We thought it would be kind of funny to do something completely different. You know, we could have gone the whole give you guys Christmas movies throughout the entire week of Christmas, but instead we wanted to shake things up and give you a Hanukkah film because no one would see it coming.
No.
And not just that, but we also love our editor in a way where we love to see him suffer more than we actually love him. And we know that Adam Sandler has become something that's... I guarantee you probably liked the guy at some point, but I think now he's resentful towards him.
I think whenever we give him Adam Sandler, it's just a feeling of pure dread.
More than anything, yeah. And the thing is, it's just like, we will literally do every single Adam Sandler film on this channel, even if they're bad, just in spite of him. Except Jack and Jill. We would never do that to him. We wouldn't do that to ourselves, and we would never do that to him. I feel like that's like something that we would... I'm going to tell you guys, if you see Jack and Jill ever on the channel's dying and we're struggling. All right?
That's the code red.
That's the code red.
Jack and Jill reaction.
That's the open up the case and hit the red button real fast, all right, guys?
Okay. I see it.
Jack and Jill's being uploaded, guys. All right? So if you ever want a visual idea of how bad the channel's doing, Jack and Jill's coming up. But yeah, Eight Crazy Nights was. It was a.
The thing is, it is actually a really great film. It has a good concept story and everything, good lessons and meaning through it. But man, is Whitey insufferable.
I'm gonna tell you guys, Whitey is possibly the worst character in cinematic history that I've ever seen in my goddamn life. All right, there's nothing more annoying, disgusting, and I don't know. I just hate him. Okay, and the thing is, they tried to make you feel sorry for him, but I can't. I can't. At the end of the film, I literally wished death to Whitey. All right? I was hoping he'd be in that mall, and he's praying up into the sky, and God himself would just smite him right there in the mall and just burst into flames. All right? If they did that, I would have loved this movie so much more. And you know what? Bonus points. Take out his sister, too. Oh, my God. I would have been happy.
I think her name is Eleanor.
Yes, and they were both goddamn annoying.
You know what was weird to me?
What?
I still found Whitey more annoying.
Well, yes, he's more annoying, you know? And you know the thing is? Seizures aren't funny. But why the hell do they have to make them funny? That's what I don't understand. Seizures aren't funny things, but Whitey having a seizure is so goddamn funny. And I think it's because I hate him.
I think it's also just the sounds he makes.
Yeah, he's like, weird. He's like this high-pitched voice. I know Adam Sandler voiced Whitey.
Of course
I don't know if he 100% did.
Are you want me to double check right now?
Please check right now. I need to check this.
Okay, so Adam Sandler did many voices in this film.
Okay, but who played Whitey?
I have to. Where
I need to know who the hell played Whitey.
Where can I check who played Whitey? Why is it not letting me see that?
Who played Whitey?
Adam Sandler did do multiple voices in this, so.
Is it good to tell us if he did it?
I'm gonna try and look it up, dude. I'm looking it up. I'm looking down. I'm looking.
Guys, just look it up real quick. I can't really talk about anything right now. I feel like shitting on Whitey as a character, and I can't shit on him properly until I find out who voiced him.
All right, we're gonna
just search up who voiced
Eight Crazy Nights Whitey voice. Let's search it up right now.
There you go. And it was Adam Sandler. Oh my!
Of course, it was Adam.
Of course. Well, you could tell, right?
Yeah.
But God, man, I don't know. You know what I don't understand?
What?
How in God's name did Adam Sandler sit in the voice booth, and how did he come up with the most annoying goddamn voice on this planet? How did he do it? Like,
I'm gonna be real with you. I think Adam always had this voice in his repertoire. I think he was waiting.
Oh, he was waiting to unleash it upon the world.
Yeah, I think he was waiting to unleash this bad boy. I think he probably did it behind the scenes with his group of friends. They're like, man, this is the most annoying, stupidest voice we've ever heard. You got to make it a character. And he's like, yeah, you know what? I will. And that's what happened. I 100% believe that's how it went.
I hate how believable that sounds.
Yeah.
They probably they listened to like Adam Sandler's voice and they're just like, nobody's gonna like this.
They enabled it and they gaslit him to be like, hey man, this is funny as hell. You gotta go in.
What they probably say is like, nobody's gonna actually like this.
Yeah.
But they're gonna laugh at this.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. I believe that.
100%.
You know the worst part is too? They literally let Whitey sing. Why?
Well, multiple times.
Why would they ever give Whitey a chance to sing? That was horrifying. All right. I remember when he was like starting to get a little dance going, he was getting a little jingle and stuff like that. Dude, I was starting to like internally freak out.
I know, you're like, no. Like,
yeah,
you're like,
dude,
really?
I was starting to panic. I was like, okay, first of all, I did not know Eight Crazy Nights is a musical. I had no goddamn idea when we chose to do this film, and I wish to God I knew.
Technical foul.
I wanted to hit you there.
I'm surprised you didn't do it, honestly.
Never in this planet will you ever reference a song from that goddamn film. None of them were good. I hated every single one of them.
Really? All of them?
Any of them that had Whitey or Eleanor, I hated.
Okay.
The other ones I could let pass because it's just like, it is what it is. Whatever. It's a musical. It should be there. Adam Sandler actually didn't sound that bad when he sang too, which was weird. He sounded pretty good, you know. He wasn't that bad. But I mean, Whitey sounded terrible. All right, and Eleanor sounded weird enough. Eleanor sounded worse than Whitey singing. So it's just like the two of them combined together, just dog shit, man. Just absolutely horrible. You know what I don't understand? Why were the deers helping out Whitey? Why does Whitey deserve help?
Maybe Whitey's a Disney princess.
Do they pity him? Oh God, no, he's not.
Whitey's a Disney princess.
No, he no.
Well, dude, did you see his body hair? He's probably half animal. He's not human.
You know what? He looked insanely flammable.
He looked like a Yeti.
He looked flammable. He looked flammable. Yeah, he has a lot of hair all over him, man. You light a match, he's gone. I don't know. All I can think, it's hard because like I know I haven't talked about this movie, but I rather just talk about how I would rather see Whitey get killed. Just like I cannot like stress out about how much I hate that character.
How about everything around Whitey?
What do you mean everything around Whitey?
Like the general story, because I actually like the general story of it all. With like,
what do you mean?
It's just like how his parents passed away and everything, and how he just became like a miserable Grinch.
Oh, you mean Davy?
Yeah, he's like a Grinch.
So you know what? Davy's story was actually very good, and I feel like it made sense. You know, his parents got killed, and he explains why he's kind of like a mess up right now, and he's horribly just like he's an alcoholic.
Yeah.
He's an asshole.
Yeah.
He's absolutely miserable, and it's kind of interesting. Like this whole film, kind of throughout it, he learns that to not be that way, I guess.
I think it's kind of like he comes to terms with the passing of his parents.
Not just that, but his parents even told, like, when he reads the letter, his parents said never change.
Yeah.
And I feel it made him realize how much he had changed.
It kind of just hit him really... That's why he cried. It just really hit him. He's like, I've become someone I'm not anymore.
Yeah, for the longest time, I've not been who I should
And it's
be.
just seeing it from the words of his parents, and they're like, not to never change it, as if like he was great as he was, and he just thinks I was.
Yeah, so everything outside of Whitey was actually pretty good.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not gonna lie, like it was good. I like that. I like Davy's arc. One of my favorite scenes is actually when Davy's playing basketball with the kid against those two middle-aged losers. I can't remember their names, but I feel like that's very.
No, I think
it's very.
It's a good description.
I kind of like that part. Not that, but the animation was really good for this. I think it's
Iron Giant.
It was
Same
the
team.
Same team that did Iron Giant.
I knew it right away when I looked.
Every time they were playing basketball, the animations really good. Like it was smooth and shit. I was like,
Yep.
oh, this looks really nice.
Yep.
So any scenes with a lot of movement look incredible.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder how they got the Iron Giant team to do this. That's what I'm wondering.
Money.
True.
Money can do a lot of amazing things.
That is true.
But yeah, I think generally it's a good story. Honestly, I like that. But again, as you said, Whitey is just...
he's insufferable.
He's an acquired taste.
No! Okay, if any of you assholes out there like Whitey, you're the problem. All right? You're the problem with this planet, all right? Nobody should ever like Whitey. You shouldn't. Nor should you pity such a decrepit creature, all right?
Decrepit.
Yes.
Okay, I like it.
The other thing is, they never explain why Whitey is the way he is. They don't tell me if he's a gnome or something.
No.
Like a magical elf or something. Like, I don't know what the hell Whitey is, all right? He's clearly not human, all right?
Yes.
He's clearly not human. He's far too hairy to be human, and he walks around hobbling like a goblin. He's not human. So it's like, what is Whitey? Who is Whitey? We're never explained. Eleanor is an owl or something. I don't know. She looks like an owl, so I'm just going to go with an owl with legs and arms. I don't know.
A wingless owl?
A flightless owl.
Okay.
That's what I feel like Eleanor is. A very annoying flightless owl. So she's like in the clear. I know what she is. It's like, what the hell is Whitey?
A Yeti.
He's not a Yeti. He's not big enough to be a Yeti. He's tiny. He literally has to use cinder blocks or like wooden blocks just to drive a car. And he shouldn't be behind the wheel. And you know what? I was about to say something about him dying again. Every time I talk about it, it leads to me wanting him to die. I don't know, man. Maybe I'm a Grinch at heart. Maybe I'm the Grinch of Christmas. Because I feel like I wouldn't help Whitey.
Oh, you'd let him suffer?
Well, I pretty much was cheering when he lost his little badge there. I started to cheer, and I felt like that we should have cut it right there.
Whitey loses?
Yeah, that's it. Movie's over.
That's the good ending?
Good ending. Achieved. Yep, but we got the bad ending. We got Whitey. People start to learn to appreciate Whitey and stuff like that.
Well, he did. Being annoying and insufferable as he is, he really did a lot for the community, and he cared and loved for it.
I don't care! He does a lot for the community, not for me personally. I don't give a shit. Why would I care? I'm never going to ask Whitey to do anything for me. I couldn't be near him. All right? I cannot be anywhere near him without wanting to kick him across a field. Okay? Like a little football. No. I'm sorry. I don't care what he does for the community, all right? The community can love him. I would not love him. I would be the one guy saying, boo, Whitey sucks. Don't pity his dumbass.
Get him out of here!
Get him out of here. Send him back to the North Pole to build some toys.
Send him back.
It's not what you think, guys. I swear I'm a decent person. Alright?
You're okay.
I'm an alright guy. Alright? I just don't...
Is that all you have to say for the movie?
If you have anything else to say, if you have anything else to bring up, Chris,
I really don't know what else to
If
think
there's
of
anything
anymore.
else, please do bring it up.
No, I really have
I
nothing
could go a
else to
little
say.
longer about talking.
No,
about Whitey.
no, man. I think we got to give Whitey a break. All right.
Okay. Sure. Guys, 8 Crazy Nights was a good film. I had a lot of fun. Screw whoever thought Whitey was a great idea. I hate that character. I wish nothing but his death.
He was really funny though. Like I think we laughed a lot just because how stupid and annoying he was.
No, he's funny. Don't get me wrong. He's a very funny character, but I don't think he should have had a good ending. Anyways, guys, we're gonna move on to questions. I feel like we have a lot of good questions this time.
Yeah,
I know the movie segment was kind of short here this time around, but we have some really good questions, and I feel like it's gonna give us a lot of conversation. So we're gonna move on to that.
Yeah.
And I pray for Whitey's downfall. All right, go.
All right, so we got the first question here from Robert Barron 283.
Oh, hello, Robert.
Hello, Robert. Have either of you expected an actor or actress to knock a performance out of the park, and you've been horribly let down because they're usually a home run? Jack and Jill is not an option.
Jack and Jill. Jack and Jill. It's always Jack and Jill comes back, man.
Jack and Jill is not an option.
That's fair.
That's actually an incredible question. An actor that you love. Oh,
Did you think of one?
I did, and I kind of just don't want to say it.
Oh, tell me.
I don't know. I don't think you want to hear it.
No, just tell me. What is it?
I don't know.
No, but now I'm curious. You have to say it. Just say it!
Do you have one first?
No, I don't. I have to think about it. So just say it so we can talk about this.
Radio.
Yeah! Yes! Cuban Gooding Jr. in Radio is one of the worst performances in his entire career. It's so dog shit. I don't know why he thought that was a great idea. I really don't know why. Thank God you brought that up, man. I hate that film.
I don't know why, because I love Cuba Gooding Jr. I think he's a fantastic actor.
That movie is terrible.
Oh, man, does Radio suck.
Radio is a terrible movie,
And
man.
again, I saw Cuba Gooding Jr. like, this movie's going to be great. I get into it, I'm like, this movie's kind of shit. Like, It was like, he's trying to play these emotional scenes, but just the way he's kept with his character, and it's just like, man, it comes more off as a comedic, and it's just really bad. It was just really... It was such a rough film to take serious and to watch.
Yeah.
God,
Radio is definitely not it.
No.
More than anything else. I actually thought of a movie.
Oh, really?
I actually did. It's just funny because like yours is quite mine's kind of like it's a bit interesting because it's just like it's
come on, I'm excited.
I can't remember the film it was, but it's the film that kind of had Mike Myers' career kind of died. I don't know which one it was. If it was Master of Disguise
or The Love Guru.
Or The Love Guru. It's one of those two. That after that he stopped doing films. Things just didn't like one of them got really bad reception. And he kind of just like
I'm gonna be fair with you, I hated both those films.
Both of those movies were dog shit. And you know the thing is, Mike Myers has such great films. He has so many great movies, a lot of funny ones,
Those ones.
And those two were just I think it was like one after the other. They just weren't funny. Right? And they just weren't good.
I think they were just too overboard. It was a little too much.
I really don't know what it is. To be fair, I haven't seen those movies in a long time, so I don't. I just remember in The Mystery of Disguise when he's like a turtle and some shit like that, man. That's all I remember from that film. But it's just like
turtle.
Yeah, but
I feel shit! It's that movie, yeah.
Yeah, so it's weird that those were the movies that came up in my head. The movies that not destroyed his career, but after those films, I feel like he stopped doing things after that. And he kind of just
he kind of died down a bit.
Yeah, he kind of died down and started doing his own thing.
I don't know, man. Radio was the first thing that clicked in my head.
Radio, Radio was a good one. I didn't even think about Radio, and I do hate that movie. But it's a good movie to watch. It's so bad that it's good. It's one of those movies because you will laugh your ass off.
You're gonna laugh.
You're gonna laugh a lot,
You're gonna laugh, man.
Okay,
we're gonna go next question.
We're gonna go to the next question, guys.
But that was actually a fantastic question. Yeah, I wish I could think of more, but that was really good.
You know what? We could think of more, but those are that's what came up in my head first. So we're sticking with that. Thanks, Robert. And we're gonna move on to the next question.
All right, this one is actually asking us for advice. Yes, guys, you can ask us for advice about anything you have.
Yes, we have life experience.
Some life experience. So this comes from Marissa the Book Noir 9027. 9027.
All right.
I need some advice, you guys. Oh shit! I went to the next question quick,
bro.
I gotta be careful, okay? I recently got divorced and I am dating a new guy. I've now gotten the chance to move to another city for work with this guy. I know I should probably do it and start over, but I'm scared. Everyone is here and I hate being the new kid and I will only know him. To get over the hurt I survived from being cheated on, though. What would you do or what would you suggest? He knows my feelings and says he's willing to give me time, but what if I'm never ready? I feel torn. Love you both. Hey, yo, that's some deep shit.
But this is actually a really good question.
It's fantastic.
It's a very good question. And in terms of advice, I would say there are some moments in your life that you will need to take the leap of faith. Or else you might never get the option to take this leap of faith. You might lose this opportunity.
Essentially taking a risk.
Yeah, essentially it's a risk in its own self.
But I can understand because she's getting the divorce because someone cheated on her.
Oh, no,
So it's like you're always going to have that trust issue there, and that's what kind of makes the leap of faith much harder.
But it seems like this person that she's with is very understanding, saying like he's willing to give her the time that she needs. So he seems like, from that alone, seems pretty decent from what I can tell. But it seems like she's also concerned of being the new kid. And it's just like
essentially like leaving everyone behind and kind of like having to start over, like and finding like maybe new friend groups, etc., which is really hard as well.
It is pretty tough, but at the same time, it's not impossible. You know, more than anything else, like if you move to this new area, you can make friends. You definitely can, but you have to realize that it will require you to put in effort. You know, you can't just meet new friends or new people by just sitting in the corner. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's just like if you're gonna do this, you know, you have to be self-aware that you will have to put in effort to kind of like fit in and stuff like that.
It's gonna take a lot of
and the only person she's gonna know is the guy she's currently with. That's great. He can introduce you to people there too. You know what I mean?
True.
So it's just like you're not completely lost. You kind of have like some guidance in the dark. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. You have someone to hold your hand.
Yeah.
So it's just like you're not going completely blind into this. You know what I mean? It's a pretty tough decision, but I would say that you should sit down and write the pros and cons to each decision you make, you know, and kind of figure out what would be best for me.
Yeah.
You know that? Because, again, it is a leap of faith, and this is a chance at finding some form of happiness with a new partner. That could be an incredible experience, you know?
Because I think the worst thing you could possibly do in life is that maybe you don't take an opportunity. It's just that what if.
Yeah, you don't want to live life with I'd rather live life... I don't want to live life with a what if. I would rather live with a life like, oh, I made a mistake. Yeah. And learn from it. You know? I would rather make the mistake and learn from it rather than always think of what if I did this. I feel like a mistake is easier to handle than a what if.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's actually really good. I agree with that to an extent, yeah.
Yeah. That's
that's eye-opening. That's good.
Yeah, so I feel like there's your answer there. Hopefully we were able to help you, but again, you know, take your time with it. The pros and cons
Don't rush it.
Don't rush it. The pros and cons list is very essential.
Yeah, my wife's just snorting.
She sounds like a frog.
She kind of looks like a frog on a good day, too.
Yeah, she looks like a big bullfrog, actually. Yeah.
But we'll get to the next question now. But Marissa, honestly, like...
Yeah, hopefully we helped you out. Let us know if we helped you out, if that was good advice.
Yeah, pros and con list, and take your time. Don't rush it.
Yep.
Next question. This is from Keto to Brazy.
Is it Keto? No,
it's Kiddo.
It's Keto to
Keto to Brazy.
Keto to Brazy 465.
Yeah. Hey guys, happy holidays with it being Christmas season. I'm curious of your 2 favorite Christmas movies.
I normally pick Friday After Next, but in all seriousness, Home Alone is a classic.
True.
And I have one Christmas wish. I'd ask Santa if OctoKrool could react to the movie CLC Punk, very underrated, starring Matthew Lillard.
I've never heard of it.
Matthew Lillard, who's that? He says,
Shaggy.
Yeah, Shaggy. Okay,
I have to look for the movie you recommended. I have to look up. I've never heard of it.
We would have to look it up.
Our favorite Christmas movie.
Favorite Christmas movie for the Christmas season. 100% Gremlins is there on the list.
Gremlins. Oh, Jingle All the Way.
Jingle All the Way and Gremlins are two that I've. Jingle All the Way is an underrated Christmas movie.
It is so damn good.
Right? It's such a great film. I love it. All right, those would be my 2. Those films I could watch. I could watch it every Christmas. I would never get bored.
I agree.
Yeah, so those would be my 2 picks.
Yep. I'm actually like right on board.
And
those are the 2 that I would generally sit down and watch.
And we will have to communicate with Santa and see if we can make your dream come true with that film there. So next question. Nice.
Thank you.
That was a good question. Thank you very much.
All right.
Who's this?
This is Cardi Jefferson 1427.
We've answered
Yeah, he gave us the Marvel question before. Very good.
Okay.
Please, fellas, finish the Harold and Kumar trilogy.
We will. Don't worry.
Don't worry, we're on it. I got a question. I'm from the generation of the coin-up fighting games from the late 80s and 90s. Ooh,
yeah, baby.
The good old days. And since you guys are gamers, how do you feel about the current state of video games and their stories or plot? Dude, you got a banger. This is a hard. This is a. Whew.
That's actually dude. He has really good questions. Holy shit!
I'm gonna sit here. I love you, dude. Thank you for your questions.
Yeah, your questions are very good. First of all, I want to talk about like the generation of coin-op fighting video games.
Yep. We've spent a lot of time. Sorry, my brain just like flatlined.
I feel like he's just like getting too excited just thinking about it. We spent a lot of time in the arcade when we were kids, especially at Marvel vs. Capcom.
Dude, Marvel vs. Capcom 2.
Marvel vs. Capcom 2 was possibly the fighting game we played the most in.
We also played some Tekken.
Oh yeah, but
Marvel vs. Capcom 2 was our game.
That was our shit. Not just that, it was that and Metal Slug that we played a lot in the arcades.
Ooh, Metal Slug.
Yeah, Metal Slug ate the shit out of your coins, man. Whoever like when they made Metal Slug, they knew they were gonna make people poor. All right.
Yeah.
Because that game just eats quarters, man.
Yeah, I loved that game so much as a kid. But considering the games nowadays, it's just I feel like games nowadays I feel are very how do I word it? I feel like there's a lot of games today that do not put gameplay first. I feel like they're more so like cinematic adventures where you play to the next cinematic, and the actual gameplay of the game gets very repetitive and boring quickly. And it's something I'm personally not a fan of. I avoid those games at all costs. Because I feel like with those games, if it's only about the story, then I might as well just watch the story on YouTube, watch the cinematics, and then I experience it. I don't have to pay for it.
Yeah, I'm kind of like I'm on that same boat. There are some games that are just like it feels like an interactive movie almost. When the gameplay really doesn't matter, and I feel like the best example of that is the Spider-Man Sony games. I love Spider-Man. He's my favorite superhero of all time, and we actually played the Spider-Man game on our stream, and we did not like it.
No.
It's a solid, like, maybe 5 out of 10.
Yeah.
And this game was overhyped. A lot of people told us it was great. Was the story good?
The story wasn't bad, but
the story wasn't bad. It was pretty good.
The gameplay was so boring.
The gameplay is terrible. And he played the game and he played it on the hardest difficulty, and we forgot that it even was on the hardest difficulty.
It was just so unchallenging.
Zero challenge, and it feels like the difficulty makes no difference. It really doesn't. Yeah. And all you're doing is X, Spidey sense, press B, or sometimes you'll jump here and there. Yep. The combat was very like they give you gadgets and stuff like that, but they're useless. You don't even need you don't need them. You don't need them. They're not even vital.
I played the hardest difficulty and I barely used them.
You don't need it at all.
But
it's just like it's a useless I don't know. It's just useless to have them there.
What I think is nowadays, I think stories and plot have gotten better. They have actual proper people writing some of the stories when it comes to a lot of video games. There's some great stories out there, but gameplay has suffered a lot over the years, I believe, and that's the biggest thing.
Yeah.
I think only recently, even for fighting game standards, I think like Street Fighter 6, if it's a fantastic. Like, that's a good example of a great fighting game, how it feels to play it sometimes. But there are some issues, but just like visually and everything, I really feel like Street Fighter 6 was in a good direction.
Yeah. I
really like where they took the game in this time. I did not like Street Fighter 5. It was fun to play, but like I could not fall in love with it.
No, it was not just that, but the game looked ugly. Street Fighter 5 looked ugly, dude. I did not like the art direction it took.
No.
And I that's why I never played
it. I honestly think, another big thing with a lot of video games is that they try too hard to hit realism all the time. When I think a lot of the greatest games have, like, real stylish graphics that are very unique to itself. Like, I think, for example, for fighting is, like, Marvel vs. Capcom 3 with its cell shading was sick as hell.
Yeah.
It didn't have to be overly complex or realistic. But just the way that they had it was just, it worked and it looked cool.
Yeah, and it's more so like when you go for a stylish artistic design, it allows the game to age more elegantly compared to a game that's hyper realistic. Because then there are going to be games that are also hyper realistic that are even more impressive, and these games are going to age worse compared to these new ones coming out.
They quickly become outdated.
Yeah, so when you go for a stylistic approach with your art style, they will last longer. Like for example, Nintendo games.
Yeah.
These games age timeless. They age well, and they're always fun, and they're always high quality, you know? And they always put gameplay first. More than anything, they put gameplay first, which is always a nice thing to see.
True.
And I prefer, a video game should feel like a game. I feel like gameplay should always be first, and story should be important, but it's not vital. You know, I feel like if the story's better than the game itself,
I'm never going to play that game again.
I can't finish the game. No. It's just, I can't do it.
It doesn't matter how good the story is either. If I'm not having fun playing through it, I could care less.
Exactly that. I feel like a great game, the best game that came out is like Baldur's Gate 3. All right, Baldur's Gate 3 is a very good game. The gameplay is extremely fun. It's very creative and it's great. Some people, you know,
they don't like the turn-based combat.
They don't like the turn-based combat, and
everyone has their own.
All I have to say is grow up. And
but realistically,
it's just
we all have our own likes and dislikes. Like some
Sure.
people like fighting games, some people don't like fighting games.
yeah, but
It's
I would say like this game is genuinely an experience, and it's just like just give it a shot. It's really good. Did you know like how Xbox always gets Game Pass and whatnot?
Yeah.
Baldur's Gate 3 will not be on Game Pass because
Yep.
they said we made a big game and we think it's worth its price and we're not going to put it on Game Pass.
That's
Dude,
ballsy, and I respect
Do you
it.
know the confidence in that? They know their game is Game of the Year, baby. They know it's a good damn game.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I kind of liked seeing
But
that.
also, another thing I want to plug in, one thing I do not like a lot about video games nowadays too, is the fact that we no longer kind of get games. All games get like updates, they get DLC. You don't get finished games off the bat anymore.
Oh, do you know how many games released and they shouldn't?
Oh my god.
Oh my god,
Like,
some games are just broken.
Remember the new, what was it, the Star Wars game there with Cal Kestis, the newest one?
Jedi Survivor.
Dude,
Oh my
how
god.
horrible that was when it released.
Oh my god.
Like, again, it's like a lot of these games are not even being released finished, man.
That game was so rough. We played it on release, and it was just like...
We were lucky it wasn't as bad for us, but I saw how bad it was for other people.
Yeah, no, but even on our ends, our computers... Well, this computer that we're on right now has, like... It runs every game perfectly fine, no problems. That game's performance issues were so bad, it's unbelievable sometimes. It just didn't make sense. The choppiness and the lagginess, or even, like, the inputs would be laggy.
Yeah.
Dude, in a game like that, it's kind of like Souls-like.
Yeah.
You should never have laggy inputs.
No.
You shouldn't have that kind of shit.
But I think that's kind of like where we go with games nowadays. I feel like it's a shame. In some ways, games have improved a lot with stories and writing and direction. But I do think gameplay has suffered. And also, I just think in general, just the package of what a game is supposed to be has suffered too. Because they're generally not finished. They are messes.
The quality of the game.
And you have to wait so long before they do get fixed after being released. I think that's just sad. So... kind of 50-50. It's gone good and gone pretty shit, but hey, I'll take what I can get. So that was too long, but good question again.
Very good
Loved
question.
it. We're gonna move on, okay?
There's another one?
We have 2 more questions.
What the oh my god.
We're gonna get through these ones quick. I
God, when it
promise.
comes to video games, man, we just don't shut up.
We love video games.
Alright, we got a question from
Cypher.
Our OG Cypher.
By the way, hard flex. First person to join the Patreon.
Yeah.
Big flex.
Yeah.
Question, you two always wear hats in every video, which is cool. But with so much hate on hairlines over the years, I'm now so curious I have to ask, will you ever reveal what's under those hats? Also, special cow emojis. That was the emoji in the last video. Thank you, Cypher. We love you. Other people who put cow emojis, we love you.
Yep.
But I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I'm gonna spoil it right here. Here's a hot take. There's a reason why I laugh at every person who has a bad hairline and is fat. Let me paint this picture clear. I have a bad hairline and I'm fat. That's literally it, and that's what makes it funny to me, because like I can literally relate. That's the spoiler. I'm not gonna take off my hat and like, ha ha! Grand reveal!
Surprise!
Surprise, assholes! But
it was bad the whole time!
But that is literally why I make fun of fat people and bald people.
And here's the thing,
so
if you want to reveal
200,000 subs, I'll take off the hat.
If you want to reveal, give us 200k subs, and then we'll talk, alright?
I will do a whole video without the hat.
Yeah, so 200k, then we're talking. Until then, don't even bother asking. Alright, move.
Thank you, Cypher. We love you.
Thank you, Cypher. Love you tons.
Alright. Is it the last one?
You said there was 2 left, so there should
okay,
be.
Okay, relax.
Don't lie to me.
You got this.
Don't lie to me.
Alright, so this comes from oh my god, I'm going to massacre this.
Ayudia Kasia.
We're going to go with that. And, of course, cow emojis. Thank you. Question, what is your favorite memorable R-rated movie that you first watched before you reached appropriate age? They said theirs is The Raid. Okay, that's a great film. When will you post the Raid 2 reaction? We got to get on this. You're not the only one that's asked for this. We have one specific person on our Patreon who's asked politely for this film.
It's recommended a lot. In the new year, it is early new year. It's coming. Don't worry.
Early new year, it's coming. And also, they asked, have you seen the 2017 Power Rangers movie? Yes.
Yes, we have.
But to answer your comment here, I can't tell you the first movie, but I can tell you the most memorable moment where I actually did this.
And it's the same for the two of us because it's an experience that we both vividly remember.
So I believe we were under 8. We were under 18 at this point. We were in high school. Not high school. We're in high school.
I don't know how old we were, but we shouldn't have seen this film in theaters.
We went to go see Bruno in theaters, and that film was not a film meant for people that were young.
Yeah.
And we snuck into the movie because our good friend Kyle, good friend of the channel, hate you, Kyle, he showed up. And let me tell you, Kyle at this age looked like a baby. He's
very short.
Very short.
And he would wear pajama pants everywhere he went. So
he
looked
dressed like a toddler.
He was a child. He looked like a goddamn child, all right?
Yeah. So when we went to go get the tickets, they're like, no.
Yeah.
And so we're like, okay, we're going to go see a different movie instead. So instead of seeing that movie, we just took our tickets and went into the other movie, which was Bruno. We went and saw Bruno. And man, it was funny, but definitely should not have been watching that film.
Yeah, so that was possibly our...
It was fun.
Yeah, and it was very memorable just because Kyle was an idiot.
Yeah, Kyle was an idiot. Kyle really is the key memory to this all.
Yeah.
So we hate you, Kyle.
We hate you very much.
And that is it from us, guys.
Yeah,
we have completed every question.
All questions done. We've
There's
talked about...
And there's probably more that are on this video, and I promise you, I will go through them.
We're going to go through those...
And I will go and put these questions in future videos. Because you guys had some great ones. And, like, again, I feel like we're going very long because your questions are just awesome.
Yeah, the questions are really good this time around. We will go back to that video where we got these questions from, and we will go grab those other ones, as he said. But for this upcoming... For the questions for this video now, the special emoji. The special emoji! Emoji.
What is it?
The special emoji is... Oh my god. Banana! A minion's favorite meal. It is a banana. So we are going to be having banana emojis all over the place. So make sure you fire up your bananas and have them posted in your comments. All right? Well, questions.
We're going to keep our eyes out for your bananas.
I'm looking at your banana, buddy. You better be packing. All right. A bunch.
On that note, we are peacing on out.
Happy holidays.
We love you all.
If you like Whitey, you're an idiot. Adios. See you guys next time. Bye.
You want to go into the camera?